Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we're bringing you the latest in everything cool, even if we are outside of the studio. You know, sometimes it's nice to get out of the studio. Today's rundown is going out to Chubbs Doomer, who says, Vic, I love you, man, but shooters are clearly not your forte, LOL. He was talking about my Battlefield 5 prowess. I was chatting, and I was shooting. I'm okay at shooters, but it's tougher when you're trying to have a conversation. Okay, all right, I'm just okay. Anyways, this rundown's all yours. It looks like the Mortal Kombat franchise is going to turn things up to 11. The first rumors about the next big game in the gory fighting franchise have come in. The news comes from a surprising source. Spanish voice actor Jose Eduardo Garza Escudero revealed on Twitter that he had been cast in an upcoming game called Mortal Kombat 11. But the point of his tweets was to vent about being replaced by another voice actor for the job. If he's the type of person who leaks details about an unannounced game on social media, it's not too surprising that he was let go. No official announcements about Mortal Kombat have been made, but given the popularity of the franchise, it's a no-brainer that a new one is on the way. Developer NetherRealm Studios delivered their latest game, the DC brawler Injustice 2, last year, and we can't wait to see what they've got next. I love NetherRealm. I'm a huge fan of Ed Boon, and the Mortal Kombat games are insane. I always have a good time with them, and I had a blast with Injustice 2. I still play that game from time to time. It hasn't left my PlayStation 4 hard drive. They've done everything. They've destroyed bodies in every conceivable way in that franchise. I have to think that they go to hospitals and take anatomy courses and things and watch people get surgeries. How do they come up with the ideas for how they rip and tear and shred and break the bodies in Mortal Kombat? I guess we're going to find out pretty soon, because I would expect that an announcement is going to happen likely at the Video Game Awards that Jeff Keighley is putting on in early December. Ed Boon, if you follow him on Twitter, he's been hinting. He's been all over that 11. He's been dropping hints on Instagram and on Twitter saying 11, 11, 11. It's coming, and we're going to find out more very soon. But good job, voice actor, revealing all kinds of stuff. You're not going to get much work after that. The DC movie universe has made its fair share of questionable decisions, and here's another one that's already sparking loads of debate. The full title of the upcoming Birds of Prey movie has been revealed, and it's a doozy. Star Margot Robbie has announced that the film is called Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, which, needless to say, is a staggeringly verbose title. Warner Brothers and DC have since confirmed that this isn't a joke. The fact that they're adding Harley Quinn's name to the title just goes to show how popular the character has become, and Robbie's portrayal of her in Suicide Squad was one of the few positives about that film. Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn will begin shooting soon and hit theaters in February 2020. I don't like this wearing your crazy on your sleeve thing that DC has been doing ever since Suicide Squad. We don't need to see the script on the Joker's face. You know what I'm saying? We know Harley Quinn is nuts. Show us the roots of the nuts and show us why she would warrant a title that crazy, I think. Let us get to know this character more than just as a showy goofball caricature, Now, I'm not against a title like this. Maybe it's going to be great. Maybe. I think I'm still shell-shocked by how stupid and terrible Suicide Squad was. And as much faith as I have in Margot Robbie and as much love as I have for the DC Comics universe, I don't want it continually tested, Just make a good damn movie. You're setting yourself up here, DC. If this movie is not good and you've got a title like that, oh boy. Now, somewhere over the rainbow, you'll find new content for No Man's Sky. Hello Games has unveiled a new free update for their outer space exploration adventure. It's called the Visions Update, also known as Update 1.75, and is all about populating the existing game with more diverse plants, animals, and atmospheric effects. For example, there are more than 5 times as many planetary biome types, meaning more kinds of plant life and alien creatures, and you'll even be able to go on archaeological expeditions to dig up ancient artifacts and fossilized animals. The new atmospheric effects include things like more diverse storms that can change what happens down on the planet's surface, and best of all, there will now be rainbows. Yes, rainbows. My kid's gonna love that. Hello Games hopes that the Visions update will help make the No Man's Sky universe feel more alien and vibrant, which will make it more exciting to explore. They've been slowly updating the game since its controversial launch back in 2016, and earlier this year, they released the revamped next version of the game. The Vision update lands tomorrow, and this is another exciting reason to jump back into No Man's Sky, but I have no time time to jump back into No Man's Sky, and I'm curious, like, are you still playing No Man's Sky? And when we do news about updates like this, does this make you want to jump back in? You know, I think it's remarkable and admirable that Hello Games is continuing to support this title. I guess what they're doing, though, is that they're saying that this can be a perpetual universe and it can go on forever and we can keep adding to it, and maybe they'll find some new ways to onboard people back into this experience. You know, and I don't know if it's going to be these updates. I do want to hear from you. Are you jumping back in? Are you excited? No Man's Sky? It seems like there's no letting up at Hello Games. All right, the Nintendo Switch has passed a big milestone, but it might not necessarily be a good one. Nintendo has announced that there are now more than 1,000 games available on the console. That number includes physical games as well as digital games available through the eShop, although Nintendo hasn't provided a breakdown between the two. The company says this is a good thing for the Switch, especially going into the holiday season, because it means more variety for players. However, more games inevitably means more bad games. This is something Nintendo might want to avoid. With their last big successful console, the Wii, Nintendo was notorious for allowing pretty much anything on the system, lending to complaints about an overabundance of Wii shovelware. Hopefully the Switch doesn't fall into the same trap. I've played some shovelware on the Switch, and I am overwhelmed by the amount of choice that I find when I jump into the Switch eShop or digital store. What do they call the Switch store? Is it the eShop still? Whenever I jump into that thing, I'm like, wow, there's pages and pages and pages of new games. And I'm reviewing these things as quickly as I can. I'm trying to keep up, but I cannot keep up. There are so many new titles, and clearly what's happening is indie developers out there are saying, well, this is a new platform and it's a great fit for a lot of indie work. And I have played some incredible indie titles, and it breaks my heart when I talk to people and they've never heard of games like Celeste or Dark Cells. There's so many great titles on there, but a lot of stuff is getting lost when you stack in that much material. But still, I think it's fantastic that so many developers are supporting the Switch because it's a great machine. And, hats off to Nintendo to opening up the door and finding ways to partner with different developers out there. We still need lots more AAA third-party support on this platform, but hopefully that's coming. If not for this current existing version of the Switch, maybe the Switch Pro, the inevitable upgrade to this machine, which we probably will hear murmurs about at least in 2019. It appears that the big screen Monster Hunter movie is going to look a lot more like a Monster Hunter game than we previously thought. With a new live-action movie based on the hit video game franchise currently in production, IGN has published a new photo from the set. It offers the first official look at star Mila Jovovich and co-star Tony Jaa, and as you can see, Tony Jaa looks just like the characters from the game, complete with a giant sword. This makes the film look a lot more faithful to the games than the first image seen here, which was released last month and frankly doesn't look anything like the games. The story will see characters from present-day Earth join forces with characters from the Monster Hunter realm to, what else, hunt monsters. This crossover of our world and theirs sounds suspiciously similar to the plot of the 90s Mortal Kombat movie, which happens to be from the same writer-director, Paul W.S. Anderson. Speaking with IGN, Anderson confirms that other elements from the games, like the cat-like feline companions, will appear in the movie as well. Expect to see it in theaters next year. This is huge, man, not just because of the huge monsters, but this is a big, quirky, weird title getting the big screen treatment. And of course, Monster Hunter World was one of the best games of 2018, so it's good timing, right? There are more and more people out there that are aware of this franchise, and if Paul W.S. Anderson does work that's comparable to the best stuff that he did with Resident Evil, I think we're going to have a fun movie here. I think it's going to be silly and crazy and over the top and filled with great effects. I don't think it's going to be a masterpiece, but I think it possibly will be a hell of a lot of fun. Seeing that giant sword put a big smile on my face. I'm genuinely excited to see what he does with Monster Hunter. It could be a ton of fun. All right, that's going to do it for our rundown today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with EP Live, so make sure you come back for that. In the meantime, watch some of the other content that we've been making, and if you dig it, hit subscribe. You can hit that little bell to be notified. You can hit the join button to become an EPN member, and you can visit our merch landing page at epn.tv to check out some of the cool EPN stuff that's out there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Do me a favor and share this vid with the hashtag PlayForever.